We're going to look at playing the game next. The game is played like this. The DM describes an environment and populates that environment with people and stories. The players interact with the world as their characters and make actions. The DM then responds to the player's actions. Pretty easy, right? You can play with a map and minifigures. You can play also using a system called Theater of the Mind. Basically means you're using your imagination, okay? During a session, there might be puzzles, combat, intrigue, chats, playing dice, cards, who knows? But you will use your dice to allow you to better explore the world and more effectively fight monsters. Playing the game can be pretty difficult when you're starting out. It feels awkward and really strange, honestly. The more you play, though, the better it will all go. Plus, you will learn as you go, and things will just get easier. You'll start to know the rules better, you'll start to know your character better, what their attacks are, how they interact with the rest of the people in the world, how your dungeon master DMs, all of that. Remember, all of the information that you need for attacks, spells, stats, all of that is in the resources in your kit. Today I'm going to show you how to play. The group you're about to see have been playing together for a while. They're very creative and have excellent role-playing skills. Watch for a bit and you'll be able to see how it all works. So this group has been playing for a long time together at this point. I'm going to have them introduce themselves. So Asla, how about you go first?
Okay, I am Osla Marmory. I'm a half-orc ranger, and yeah, I come from the woods. Used to live in a forest, and I have a gruff personality, and yeah.
How about Beyonce?
I'm Beyonce. I'm a druid. I like to travel around and stop poachers and free animals.
Sloan?
I am Sloan, a dark elf rogue. I am an acquisitions expert for the Archive, which collects historical and powerful objects.
And last but not least, Rowan?
I'm Rowan. I used to be a cultist, not anymore, and I'm a Roarlock, and my patron is Harsham.
All right, so those are your cast of characters here, and we're going to go ahead and just play. You'll see snippets in and out of the game, and as you can see, our friends here are all in privacy protection wear, is what we'll call it. So let's get started. You decided to go forward to Scars Deep with Wolf, but Wolf will lose his god powers when he exits the forest and be non-intelligent then. So you've walked pretty far and made your way through the forest pretty quickly after those initial 3 days of walking and camping. As you exit, there's nothing really sparkly or magical that happens around Wolf, but he seems slightly more aggressive and agitated. So
I'm gonna try and like pet him.
Okay. So Osla, go ahead and roll animal handling for me, please.
Okay. Okay, 16 plus 3. Okay, 8 or 19, 18. Yeah, 18.
What were you adding for your animal handling? Just
my wisdom.
okay.
Yeah,
because
my
that's
wisdom modifier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Osla, you're fine. You're able to pet Wolf. He you can kind of see him get less agitated. He doesn't purr because he's not a cat, but he's like, brr.
Okay.
It's almost like the grass is clinging to you now. Like it's kind of like a sticky weed, and it's just like holding on to you as you go. You can roll an investigation if you want.
Yeah. Can I try and like hack away at the grass with my battle axe and like clear path? Okay.
Did anyone want to roll investigation though?
I rolled
Yeah.
investigation. I got
Okay.
a nat 20. So did I. I also got a nat 20.
Dang.
I'm just not even gonna roll.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
too good.
So Beyonce and Sloan, before we go over to Ozla hacking at the grass, you both notice that there are actually like these pods starting to stick to you. Okay. And then Ozla, when you start attacking the grass though, it is enveloping your battle axe. There is, oh, you guys are gonna hate me.
That's not something you want to hear your DM say.
No, that's never something to hear.
Okay, so you hear, and all of you hear this. You hear a cackle. Sloan, you definitely see Wolf first, but Beyonce and Ozla, you both see Wolf as well. Something seems to be carrying him off. He's got his paws all up in the air and is on his back, and it almost looks like he's floating on top of the grass. But every once in a while, you'll see tiny little hands sticking up out of the grass carrying him.
I'm gonna take my hand crossbow and shoot at the grass under Wolf at like the little hands that I see grabbing up
Okay.
and try and like hit them.
So when you do that, this time I need you to roll your 20
Okay.
to see if you'll hit, because that's pretty far.
That's a 13.
Yeah, he'll hit.
2 plus, would that be dexterity? Dexterity.
For your, yeah.
No, 3. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So when you hit the grass, a tiny little green, what looks like to be an imp, jumps out of the ground.
Can I fire an Eldritch Blast at it the moment I see it?
Yes. Yes, you may.
16 a hit.
Okay. Yep.
Kill it. Gotta go down.
5 damage.
Can I shoot again?
Yeah. And this time, let's roll for initiative.
Okay.
Yay.
I got 23.
Perfect.
I got 4.
Oh,
I
not
got-
perfect.
Yeah.
13.
Okay.
I got 18.
Okay. There are 11 imps in the grass.
Oh, that was okay.
So the imps are going to attack as a group. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the top of the order. So Sloan, you got top of the order. Go ahead. What would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
And that, so it's a 20-foot cube. So I'll center it on where Wolf is.
Okay.
And all of the people in there have to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Okay. What's the difficulty check?
That's a good question. 14.
Okay. So of the 11, only 3 succeeded.
Okay.
Nice.
So the ones that didn't succeed are outlined in violet light.
Nice.
Very good.
So everyone has advantage on them. Nice.
Oh! When you cast this, you hear the little scritch of these imps because they realize that they're glowing and they have lost their cover. And it sounds like and they're all, you start seeing it's like little heads popping up from the grass. They're all starting to freak out. Next up is Beyonce.
Okay. Can we still not move at all?
You can move, but it's a much slower movement, like half your speed.
Okay. How far are they?
20 yards away.
Yeah.
D&D, a game where you math.
Yeah, it's just math and improv.
Math and
Yeah.
improv.
I'm going to transform into a Jakuli, which is like this snake creature.
Yo, that's cool. Okay.
And do you think I'd have an easier time like slithering through the grass, or
Yes, I think you
Okay.
probably would have advantage on Slither.
I'm gonna move like 30 feet.
Okay.
Good idea.
That means that it's the imp's turn. They're going to attack in their 2 groups. So they're going to go for Fiance. Fiance does a 13 hit you.
No.
Does a 16 hit you.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if I can do this, but if he's running, could I use my reaction to try and like grab at him?
I think that's, I mean, if you saw it running, you would definitely lunge at it. So makes sense to me. Roll a dex check. Let's see.
Okay.
Because I think it would almost be sleight of hand because you're grabbing for it.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 17 plus 1, so 18.
Oh, yes. Okay. So you do grab it.
Is it small enough that I can like hold it?
Oh, yes. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Especially you being a half orc. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold
like,
it.
It's like this. So the only one left alive then is the one that Osla has wrapped in her arms.
Cool. So are we out of combat now?
Yes.
I'm gonna like hold it up and be like shake it very lightly and be like, why did you attack us? What's up with that?
Okay. So when you do that, it just, do any of you speak Infernal?
I speak Infernal.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
damn, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, well then you don't hear just chittering, and you wouldn't have heard just chittering when they were in the grass either. You probably would have heard a lot of swears.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
so this one kind of looks at you and says, "We follow the green hag."
You're with the hag. Did the hag tell you to attack us?
Wrong hag. This is her sister. You killed her.
Oh. Listen, where is this hag? Where did she go? Where does she live?
Watch for the green flickering lights in your eyes.
Does that mean we're near her, or does that mean she's following us, or what does that mean?
He doesn't respond at this point.
Well, I'm keeping you until you tell me what I want, and I like stuff in my pocket.
Should we try to find the hag, or should we continue on our current mission of finding Captain Lillian?
I don't think we should detour. I mean, the hag, it's gonna follow us. I hate hags. I'm done with hags. If we can avoid it, I want to avoid it. I despise hags.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think we really have a choice but to fight the hag because it's probably gonna try and spell
She'll
us.
find us when she finds us. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to go looking for trouble.
Do we want to be surprised by the hag, or do we want to try and find it beforehand and maybe get some like surprise rounds on it so that we can kill it quicker than last time? Because last time we were surprised and it didn't go well for me. I kind of died.
I don't hear her. I'm thinking.
Okay.
I say like, well, we have no way of finding her at this point.
I mean, but we could at least like look around this area.
I'm just worried about Lillian getting away.
It's going to come up eventually. I just don't think that we should go just expect it to happen. I don't think we should be sitting ducks for this, is all I'm saying.
We'll make sure to always keep an eye out.
So with that, we will wrap up. We're on the road again to Scarsdeep, looking out for a hag. We've got 2 of 3 orbs, an imp in our pocket.
Yep.
The dice are a huge part of the Dungeons & Dragons game. Chance is what makes this so fun to play. I mean, I'm all excited about the random things that can happen just because I roll a 1 or a 20. I'm going to show you each of them and give you a bit of information about how you would use them in the game. The Deep 20 is the most important dice in the entire game. You will use this for everything. It determines your fate. It has 20 sides, which is why it's called a D20. In this game, 20 is good and 1 is bad. The D20 is also used for ability checks, like, can I climb that wall? Sure, roll an athletics check with your D20. But also, I look around. Do I see anything? roll a perception check. It is used for initiative and to see if you land a hit in battle. It's also used for saves. The D12 is a 12-sided die. It is used for damage on big weapons, like a great axe. They hit hard. It could also be used for hours on a clock or a month in the year. Random is fun, remember? Surprise, it's winter now. The D10. There are two types of D10s in this game. One that is 0 to 9 and one that is double zeros to 90. They are used together to make percentages. The D8, this is used for damage by a weapon, like a spiked staff. The D6, the ever important D6. This die is used for weapons, short rests, and also determining your character's stats. To do this, roll 4 D6 and write down the highest 3. Add the numbers together to get an ability score. Do this 6 times, once for each ability score, and put them into the ability that you want them. The D4 is a strange little triangle shape. It's used for small weapons, like daggers, and sometimes healing. Dice make math people happy. If you want to, there's lots of information and statistics about how dice I don't really care as long as my dice are pretty, but you might. Feel free to look more in depth into the math behind Dungeons & Dragons.